Welcome to the Shortwave radio channel, and I'll answer a few questions here concerning the appearance of CB radio on the channel. A lot of people, some people complaining, saying, what is this, what does CB do on the Shortwave channel? And of course, a lot of excited people that are like, oh, this is so cool, you got that CB with single sideband. And so I took some of the questions that I have been asked and will answer them in this video. So to answer those that say, what does CB radio have to do with shortwave? Well, CB radio is part of shortwave because the frequency range of 26965, channel 1, and all the way up to 27405, channel 40, is part of the shortwave spectrum. So for those that wondered if CB was part of shortwave or not, or what shortwave has to do with it, well, it's in the shortwave spectrum. So it definitely has its place on a shortwave channel. You don't have to be, on a CB radio fan page for that. Shortwave is part of what CB is all about. The other thing is, the other question that I get is, CB radio is dead where I live. You have activity where you are? There is some activity, not a lot. Of course, if you compare CB radio in 2021 compared to 1980, yeah, there's not a lot of activity. But it's actually not dead. If you listen to, I've been actually scanning with this radio, the 40 channels and playing around with it a lot in the last week and a half since I have it. It is pretty surprising the amount of activity that you have during a daytime. And it is not just truckers. There are some CBers that still have a good old base station CB at home. Like in a big city like here in Montreal, there's a few. But of course, it's quieter than it was. Yet, there's some activity. And when, of course, the skip happens, there's even more activity. A lot of you have been saying, well, with low sort activity, there's no use in trying skip or having a CB. There's no skip. Totally false. You don't understand propagation if you think that. Because there's not just solar activity that brings 11 meters alive. There's other phenomena, including sporadic E-skip that can happen anytime. And since I had this CB, there's been at least 3 or 4 nights where there was skip from all up and down the East Coast of the United States, heard here in Montreal. Gives you an idea that there's anything, it's possible. And it was not in the middle of the day. It was actually nighttime, around 8, 9 p.m. local. So darkness path. There's a lot of other things that can make propagation of CB radio on 11 meters. Thinking that it's just solar activity is a lack of knowledge of what are the possibilities of propagation. What I think of CB and why do I like CB? I still love CB. I think, it's one of my first things. I had shortwave radio. I had a TRC 432 Navajo base station that I used when I was a teenager and loved. And I feel I still have there's something special about CB. And I really like it. What are the power outputs of this Bearcat 980SSB? It is standard power outputs for this type of CB. So it is 4 watts for AM and 12 watts for single sideband. The other question that people have are about powering this thing. Does it have a mains plug or what? No. It is in a form factor that's made for mobile use. So I actually have here a 12 volts, 30 amp power supply that I purchased last year. So it's actually powered by that 13.8 volts, 30 amp power supply. So that's why it works and I have it working. And for the antenna, I'm using my sloper in my backyard that for some reason is, by chance, working really superbly well with a standing wave of 1.1. So it's kind of very surprising. But for the rest, that I will have a official and dedicated CB antenna. And I have received it actually from Amazon, but because it's winter, it's not the time to install it right now. So that's pretty much the questions I have answered that you have. If you have any other questions, let me know. And I'm really happy to own this little unit. It's a great little CB radio. I really love it. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.